It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Wakey, wakey.
Time to get up.
Good morning, citizens.
Up and at them.
Rise and shine.
This is your wake-up call, people.
Come on, the coffee's on.
We're going to get you guys circulating on Christian radio.
I understand young people. I know what's hip. I know what's on. I know what's lit. I know what's fleet.
What's up, my nerds?
Nerds!
I work with a bunch of nerds.
I'm a nerd, and I'm pretty proud of it.
Rise and shine, nerds.
Welcome to the Back Row Morning Show, part of the Love Thy Nerd podcast network and the official exclusive morning show for LTN Radio. I'm Radio Matt. I'm the station manager for LTN Radio. I'm a third-generation radio dude and a lifelong nerd. Also, dang it. We always forget that we're doing this.
I
had something.
I
always
never
forget that we're doing this.
I
I prefer Walmart brand Great Value drinking water to Aquafina or Dasani, which is a true fact.
And I'm Mo, the shorter yet louder and some might even say smarter counterpart of the back row. I'm a wife, mom, super fan of all things Friends, and I've been smelling smoke for the better part of 2 weeks now. Yeah.
Huh?
It's in the air. There is smoke in the air. Like wildfire smoke.
Really?
Yes. I can't deal with it. I have actually enjoyed wearing my mask lately because with the mask on, it makes the smell more tolerable. But when I take the mask off, I get a headache.
That's weird, Mo. You're a weird person.
Yeah.
Today on the show, should we bend time to our will? Mm-hmm.
We've also got a Junk Food Tuesday, Taste Test, Ask Us Anything, Fiber and Infects, and more.
But first, today is Tuesday, March 23rd, 2021, and we got some holidays to celebrate.
Yep, a couple weird ones. It's National Chai Day?
Chai.
Or Chia?
No, chai.
Are you sure? Because they're spelled the same.
I'm not sure now.
So now I'm curious, is it the Turkish tea, as in chai, or
that's what I thought.
Is it the pet that...
It's chai. No,
okay.
Wait, that's September 21st.
Yeah, see? Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Chia.
Okay, March 23rd. National Chia.
Told you.
No, wait. No. That's not right. It's chai.
Okay, guys.
Chai seed earned its reputation being one of the most nutrient-rich foods on the planet. It's got to be chai, right?
No, because
chia is... No.
Chai is a... See, that's chia. Chai is a tea. It is Turkish.
Yeah, but isn't it made out of... It's made out of...
Okay, guys, it's either chia or chai day.
It's made out of it.
You can pick. You can pick your holiday today. Which one are you going to celebrate? Let us know.
No, it's totally... It's totally...
Yeah, I don't know.
Chai beverages. Yeah. It's this. It's food. It doesn't say anything about chia pets.
Chia.
Chai day.
It's also...
That was weird.
It's also National Puppy Day. Not Dog Day.
Not Dog Day.
Puppies.
We have a dog that's been barking outside of the studio, so if you hear him whining and junk, we don't have one locked up in here. It's just all we're trying to say. Mm-hmm. We're going to play a game of onion or not onion. These come from our buddy Brian. He provided these for us today.
What?
And they're all sports related. I've got 3 headlines. 2 of them are fake news stories from places like The Onion or the Babylon Bee, and the other's an actual news story. I'm going to read all 3 headlines, and Mo's going to try and guess which one's the real one. You can play along at home, and as always on Tuesdays, we are streaming on Twitch as well, and so people watching with us on Twitch get to play before you do on the radio because you're late to the party. Here we go. Headline number 1. Orioles concerned after multiple players arrive at spring training in way too good a shape for baseball. Number 2. Michigan State changes name of basketball team to MSU Spartans presented by Rocket Mortgage. Or number 3, doctors reassure Tiger Woods that you don't have to be in good physical condition to play golf. Because he was in that car accident. It's a little insensitive, really, but...
Wow.
He's doing okay. He's doing okay.
Good job, Brian. Good job. I I'm not able to pinpoint this one as quickly as the others.
Oh, okay. Good job, Brian.
I'm even wearing my Oriole orange today.
Your son, Topher, is guessing that the Tiger Woods one is the real one.
I do think that is probably the real one, but I don't want to be so quick to say yes. I don't think it's the Orioles. Oh, man. What was the second one? MSU?
MSU Spartans, presented by Rocket Mortgage, is the new team name for Michigan State basketball.
Let's go with the third one, Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods? All
Yeah.
right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Michigan State.
Oh.
In an age where sponsor patches are over every NBA uniform, like the Nike swoosh has hit MLB jerseys, maybe it was only a matter of time before companies started pushing for the actual names of major American sports teams. Michigan State entered such territory last Thursday, announcing a massive expansion on its endorsement deal with Rocket Mortgage. I can't remember. Yes, rather than call them the Michigan State Spartans, the team will now receive the following treatment. Under the new 5-year deal, Detroit-based Rocket Mortgage will be the presenting sponsor. The team will now be known as the MSU Spartans, presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Bummer. Bummer. I have been dethroned.
Will it be on all the jerseys, like Spartans across and then presented by Rocket Mortgage right underneath?
I'm sure.
Will they have to?
Small.
Will ESPN have to announce them as the full title?
Yeah. Yeah. At least once a game.
The MSU Spartans, presented by Rocket Mortgage, versus any other team name. Tigers, Wildcats. There's got to be a Wildcats, right? KSU Wildcats.
No, not in basketball.
Shut up.
Basketball. The Bulls. The Chicago Bulls.
But it's a college team.
Oh.
So I was going for a college team.
Just kidding. So there really might be Wildcats. The Kentucky.
Isn't it Kansas? Isn't
No.
Kansas State?
No, Kentucky are the Wildcats. UK, University of Kentucky. They are the Wildcats. I promise you.
Is it really? I'm going to have to look it up. Hold on.
Yes, they
Kansas
are blue and white.
State Wildcats.
Kentucky.
Images.
Oh.
Boom, sucker.
Okay, but for real,
that's even our Wildcat logo.
That is our power.
The one
it's
that we
called
steal.
a Power Cat.
Whatever. It's a Wildcat.
It's a Power Cat.
we're the Wildcats.
Look, Kentucky Wildcats. It's Kentucky. Guys, apparently it is also Kansas State.
Apparently it's also Kansas State.
But they are the lesser known Wildcats.
Not in Clovis, where we use the exact same logo and color scheme.
Yeah, no. Look up Kentucky.
Kentucky. Well, I believe you.
UK, University of Kentucky.
I believe you. I believe that those are also Wildcats. I'm not saying that they're wrong.
They are the.
I'm just saying I was also not wrong. Kansas isn't a real state.
Facts.
Thank you, Rogar. Watching along on Twitch. Good night. Good job, Brian. You beat her. You've accomplished something that I have not been able to do in several months, I feel like.
So Brian also threw out there that Maryland has the better team, the Terrapins. But I remember when the Terrapins became a team, because they weren't a well-known team. I don't even think that they actually had a competing team for many years. And so I remember when the T-shirts became, they started hitting the stores everywhere. The boys were little. I think Topher had a Maryland Terrapin, a red Maryland Terrapin T-shirt when he was little. Itty bitty.
What's a terrapin?
I'm going to let Brian take that one. Because I don't know.
You don't know what a terrapin is?
I don't know what a terrapin is.
But how would we know what a terrapin is if you don't know what a terrapin is?
I don't know what a terrapin is. I can tell you what an oriole is. I can tell you what a raven is.
What's an oriole?
An oriole is a bird.
But what kind of bird?
It's a little black and orange bird.
Is it really black and orange, or is you just saying that because of the colors of the team?
No, it is black and orange. It's black and orange. I believe its belly is orange. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, it's a turtle.
What's Terrapin is a turtle. Oh, okay. And Oriole is a Jedi, obviously. All right, let's take a break here. When we come back, it is Junk Food Tuesday.
But first, the moment.
Stick around.
Out of sight, out of mind. Not my monkeys, not my circus. A whole lot of not my problem. Otherwise known as the excuses we give ourselves to turn a blind eye to our neighbor. Truth be told, there are 1,000 reasonable reasons the world would agree are acceptable for walking away from a relationship. But when we consider the example we have in Jesus, we might be surprised to find all of our excuses fall measurably short in terms of what he desires from us. No one is perfect and no relationship is without flaw, but when we measure our love for others against God's love for them, chances are we can all raise the bar a little higher. When we find ourselves in a relationship that is difficult or trying or simply weighs heavy on us, let us not forget the love Jesus showed when Peter denied him in Luke 22 or in John chapter 20 when Thomas doubted him. Even his own cousin questioned who he really was at one point. But then there's Judas. Fully aware of what was to come, Jesus still chose him. With complete regard for the future, he still invited him to sit at the table. His love for Judas was not different than his love for James or John or Simon Peter. Did it take more effort? Possibly. Did he experience heartache along the way? I'm sure. Did he acknowledge the decisions of Judas in an effort to open a door to reconciliation? Yes, he did. But what we often fail to remember is Judas was in fact part of the plan. Boundaries are healthy and necessary, and we also know that people are not disposable. But without your Judas, your purpose may never come to fulfillment. Walk in the freedom of knowing that even those who you find hard to love, Jesus still died for. And while it may be easier to turn foot and retreat, the monkeys God placed in your circus are there for a purpose greater than you may ever understand. After all, Jesus himself commands us in John 15:12 to love each other as I have loved you.
Welcome back to the Back Row Morning Show. I'm Radio Matt.
And I'm Mo.
And today on the show, competing ideas of what our time should look like. And coming up next, it is Junk Food Tuesday.
But before we do anything else, I've got 5 random facts for you. You can hear a blue whale's heartbeat from more than 2 miles away.
Gross.
Why is that gross? I don't think that you actually listen to me.
You could be 2 miles away and you're just hearing. That would gross me out.
It would gross you out, or it would terrify you?
Hearing an audible heartbeat.
Terrifying. That's
Maybe
the
that
word
too.
that you meant to say, not
Sure.
gross.
Okay, sure.
If you drive south
I am not a baby.
from Detroit,
I'm a big boy.
if you drive south from Detroit, eventually you'll hit Canada.
Huh?
Uh-huh.
How?
I don't know. That's just what it said.
What?
Listen, I don't do the full research.
Huh?
Google it. Google.
What?
Okay, I've got another one while you look this one up. Shh. Not every Model T was black. For the first few years of production, Ford Model T actually came in gray, green, blue, and red. So every Model T that's in movies that's black lends us to believe that they only produced them in black. Not true.
Huh.
Told ya. Thank you.
Almost all of Canada is located north of the U.S., besides Alaska. But in the lower 48, however, you can get to Ontario, Canada by driving due south from Detroit, Michigan. The Ambassador Bridge joins Detroit with its Canadian neighbor, Windsor, Ontario. Huh.
There you go.
Huh.
I wasn't wrong.
It's all them weird Great Lakes areas where they're all interjecting with each other,
Mind-blowing.
interconnecting. Interesting.
You can major in wine at Cornell University, otherwise known as viticulture and enology, which in Italy, in order to produce wine and sell it, you have to have a PhD.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I get that.
Yep. And the northern cardinal is the most popular state bird. Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, North Carolina, Ohio, Virginia, and West Virginia all claim the species as their state birds.
Okay.
Yep.
Birds.
Bird.
Hey, it's Junk Food Tuesday, everybody. And there's one thing that Mo and I can't deny. It's that we love junk food. And each week we like to discuss new and upcoming junk foods that have been spotted in stores or recently announced.
And then later in the show,
Ugh.
I got a taste test. Whoop, whoop. I'm excited.
Nervous about it.
I'm excited.
Whose stupid idea were these taste tests?
Ha, ha, ha.
All right, first up, second week in a row with a new bomb pop, which is, something we haven't talked about as a species in years. We've got a Crush flavored bomb pop, which has got all three of the most popular Crush flavors on each one, and that is grape, strawberry, and orange.
I'm still mulling over the fact that you called it a species.
Us, we're a species. Humans.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought
The
you were
bomb
calling
pops are
bomb
not
pop
species.
Makes no sense. It's a brand.
And we, as a species, have not been talking about bomb pops for years.
I get it. I get it.
But I love Crush soda.
Oh, I do too.
And that could be very good.
Although
if they nail the flavor.
Strawberry is the lesser of the Crushes.
Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. You've never said a more true statement.
Hey.
Except there is also now like this new blue raspberry Crush, and that's automatically in the bottom. But strawberries, close second to that one. Mm-hmm. We got Blue Bunny loaded sundaes, 2 new ones. I love the loaded sundaes. If you haven't had a Blue Bunny loaded sundae, you're missing out. They're fantastic. 2 new flavors. We have Cake Obsession, which is vanilla frozen dairy dessert with chocolate icing swirls, chocolate cake pieces, chocolatey covered cookie pieces, chocolatey sprinkles, and chocolatey fudge brownies. Yes, it sounds like a lot, bunnies. Yes, it sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but it's also very, very good. They cram these things. When they say loaded,
it's loaded.
They load it. Mm-hmm. And also the caramel fudge brownie, vanilla frozen dairy dessert with fudge brownie and caramel swirls, fudge brownie pieces, fudge chunks, and caramel filled bunnies.
Interesting.
Those bunnies get in there most of the time. Filled
Are they
with
blue?
Random things. They're not blue. Mm. That would be weird.
Mm.
Maybe kind of gross.
Yeah.
Speaking of kind of gross and weird, Heinz has got 2 new mixed sauces, so you don't have to mix them yourself. They got Ketchili, which is a mix of ketchup and sweet chili sauce, and Buffa Ranch, which you can guess is buffalo sauce and ranch. I just really don't get the appeal. I haven't gotten it from any of these. The only one. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
The only one I think makes sense is the mayo chup, the mayo and ketchup thing, because that's fry sauce. I mean, that's a thing.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, especially here, because we have a lot of people that came from Germany or lived in Germany at a time, and that's very popular over there. What were you going to say?
They make me nervous because the ratio, it's so...
Is it a straight 50-50 in all these?
Exactly.
Because it shouldn't be.
Right. Even in mayo chup, it's not 50% mayonnaise and 50% ketchup. It's a little more mayo than it is
mayo?
Ketchup. Yeah, that's why it's more of like a pink color instead of an orange. Think about it. Think about kindergarten art class and painting and mixing your colors.
You could make orange by adding white to red?
Yeah. Like a salmon.
Okay. Salmon I still equate to pink. What color is your shirt?
It's it's more orange.
So that wouldn't be a salmon color?
No,
No. Okay.
this is coral. Coral. That's what this color is. Coral.
Yeah, mayo chup is just fry sauce, Rogar saying. It really is. Yeah, just fry sauce. That's what they should have done. They should have just sold fry sauce. Just show the bottle that says fry sauce on it and leave everything else. There's I think a mayo, ketchup and mustard and a mayo and mustard
Yeah,
mix.
they
All kinds of
basically
weird
mixed
things.
everything.
Like, why?
And I do think that they have the potential to be good, but like I said, it's just the ratio that
Yeah, and
scares me.
that's something that you really can't trust to somebody else. It's the ratio.
And I don't wanna
That's
buy
what makes it an individual thing.
Yeah, I don't want to buy a whole bottle.
Just to test it out.
Yeah, a whole $4 bottle of 2 mixed condiments to see. Yeah, this is gross.
All right, Nestle Toll House is getting into the syrup game. They're coming out with a chocolate syrup that is flavored like chocolate chip cookies. And then another one that's flavored like pecan turtle delight cookies.
Okay.
You get a chocolate milk that tastes like cookies, y'all.
See, and
I'm here for it.
Yeah. I don't drink chocolate milk, but I was thinking about on top of my ice cream.
Yeah, that would be good too. Yeah, absolutely. Exclusive at Walmart, we've got crushed lemon heads for cookies and baked goods. Depending on how crushed, could be pretty good.
Yeah.
You want them really crushed to where you're not finding just that random shard
Yeah.
of tooth breaking lemon
Take
head.
a big old bite of cake and
But I love the lemon head flavor. It's so good.
yeah.
So good. So good. I miss childhood. Sour Patch Kids can't stop getting in all the other foods. And today's no different. They got a new snack pack coming out. That is the red berry flavor from Sour Patch Kids.
Sounds disgusting.
Red Bull's new summer edition is coming out. And this year, it's dragon fruit flavored.
Okay.
Go for it.
The last few years, their summer editions have been really good.
Was one of them
Really
the
good.
watermelon
It
that they
was.
changed the red edition to now?
Yeah.
Because it was so popular? Yeah.
And I'm not a super fan of things watermelon, but it was good.
The new Monster Ultra Watermelon that came out at about the same time as they made that official. It's killer. It's delicious. It's my number one now. It's replaced all the other flavors for me. Update on Pepsi Mango and Pepsi Mango Zero Sugar. They launched yesterday. So if you haven't already seen them in stores, they should be popping up soon. Give them a try.
Interesting.
Let us know how they taste, because I don't think I want to buy a whole case of them. After 12 years. Oh, hey, we're going to stop our show just for a second to say thank you to Frostbite for gifting a tier 1 sub to the LTN on Air Twitch channel right now in our chat. Thank you for that, Frost. And I guess that was gifted to Oriole. So he already subscribed, so I don't know what that means or how that works. But thanks. And Oriole gets to hang out longer. All right. So after 12 years, Kellogg's cereal straws. Do you remember these? They're back, y'all. Actual straws. I don't know what the other way around is. Oh, it was gifted by you. I'm so sorry about that. Oriole gifted it. See, it was written weird over here.
Yeah.
I get it. Oriole's gifting it to Frost. Frost just subscribed. Thank you, Oriole, for giving it to Frost. My bad, everybody. Everyone listening on the radio station, this is all nonsense to you. But let's get back into it. The cereal straws, actual straws, made out of cereal with like a little coating on the inside to keep them from immediately crumbling. But you drink your milk through them, and then you just eat the straw. And they have them in Fruit Loops flavors and Cocoa Krispies flavor. So a fruity flavor and a chocolatey flavor.
Yep.
And I'm here for it. Those things were the bomb.
I think this is probably going to make it to Topher's grocery store list.
You sit there. Topher, do you sit there during these and just write down all the things you need to try?
Probably.
Another update on soda. Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar is out. It's out there somewhere. And apparently, it's amazing. I have not spotted it here in our hometown yet. But all the reviews that I found online say that it is miles closer to the original Dr. Pepper than Diet Dr. Pepper is, which is a big deal because Diet Dr. Pepper is largely regarded as the one that tastes most like the original.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to give it a try.
So hopefully Dr. Pepper's not fibbing to us and it's not like the original Dr. Pepper recipe just in a new bottle.
It's healthy, I swear. We ran it through a sieve. It might replace my love for Diet Dr. Pepper. If I can give it a try, I would love to. Next up, Starbucks Cold and Crafted Bottled Cold Brew Coffee. It's a long name for a product.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's coffee with a splash of milk and vanilla, or coffee with a splash of milk and mocha, or coffee that is sweetened black coffee with no milk or cream or anything. It's just simple, crafted coffee.
That's okay.
Bottles. Papa Murphy's coming out with an extreme cheese pizza. You know what? I honestly don't think it's Papa Murphy's. I think it's Papa John's. And I think I wrote that wrong. Oh. Let me double check.
You almost got me super excited thinking, oh, we can have this. Papa Murphy sounds so good.
Well, maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm wrong. Let me see.
Okay. Fingers crossed, everybody. Fingers crossed it's Papa Murphy's because we got one here.
It is Papa Murphy's.
Woo-hoo!
Okay. I wrote it right. I'm remembering in my head a Papa John's logo, but I guess I'm wrong. So Papa Murphy's Extreme Cheese Pizza features the chain's original crust top with traditional red sauce, whole milk mozzarella, Parmesan, mild cheddar, herbs and cheese blend, and zesty herbs, but just a lot of pizza.
It sounds amazing.
Rogar is asking, is Papa Murphy's still in business? Absolutely. If anything, more in business than in any other pizza places this year. The take home food thing is a big deal. You don't think so? Well, maybe not more so.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think that it's quite as popular elsewhere. I don't.
Really? They were literally voted the number one pizza chain in the nation like 5 years in a row.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's where you're getting the Papa John's logo.
No. I know that one for a fact. They even had banners hanging up in their stores for a while.
So I do know that a lot of Papa Murphy's have gone out of business. A lot.
I figured that they'd be doing just fine, especially during now because DoorDash delivers them now. So now you can even get them delivered.
No. So even before 2020 and the pandemic, they weren't doing so well.
Well, it's a bummer.
I mean, that makes sense because anything here in Clovis that we have, the rest of the world is like, what? What is that? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To the point where they'd run them out of business elsewhere. Mm-hmm. And so eventually ours closes too.
Exactly.
Just like everything else.
And then we have nothing.
We have nothing again. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fine, everybody. Papa Murphy's is one of my favorites. But if y'all want to dump all over it, then let's just move on to Taco Bell. Taco Bell looks to complement their taco and nachos party packs with a new limited time drinks party pack, which lets you buy 4 medium fountain drinks for $4.
Okay, see, but then here's what's frustrating. Like, I'm then missing a drink in my family. So do I buy another 4 for $8 and
Absolutely
have 3 extra? Or do I buy the other 1 for an extra $1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
Annoying.
That's the one.
Whatever.
That seems very clear.
I wish that you could pick your size. Pick your pack.
Townhouse is coming out with new dipping things crackers that are kind of shaped like chicken drumsticks. We got like a thin end and a fat end. It's really weird. Flavors of sea salt and black pepper. They're made for dipping. That's all there is.
All right.
In the category of yikes, 7-Eleven has added new fish bites to its hot food section. which is wild Alaskan pollock with an herb panko crust, 5 pieces on a skewer with tartar sauce for dipping. Fish is one of those things that I'm like, you can't buy that from a gas station.
Oh, okay. But 7-Eleven is not just a gas station.
Look, I know everybody says that, but I lived in Albuquerque, and every single 7-Eleven in Albuquerque is the filthiest place I've ever been in.
Oh, friend. Go to the East Coast.
Are they better there?
Yes.
I really hope so.
I'm pretty certain that's where they started. And so you can't judge something off of its out of region reputation. You have to go to where it originated and then decide if this is good or not.
But still, even if it's 7-Eleven at its peak, this is still gas station fish. Like, we all know how long those hot dogs sit there in those rollers. You want to have just a perpetually warm skewer of fish?
I mean, listen, honestly, it's probably just like Gordon's Fisherman fish sticks. I mean,
but not pre-cooked and sitting in just a heat lamp for who knows how long.
That's all it is. That is all it is. I still stand by the fact that Del Taco's fish taco is my favorite taco, and I would have never thought that buying a fish taco from Del Taco
or anything from Del Taco really
would be good. Whatever, you like Del Taco.
You know you like Del Taco. You're not better than me.
Exactly. Trying to throw shade.
Their bean burritos are okay. I never got around to trying their crispy chicken soft taco, but that did look appealing.
The fish tacos are good. The shrimp tacos are good. The chips and cheese is good. The kids love the burritos. I'm not a burrito fan. The churros are good. Listen.
Haven't had the churros. I just don't go there. I'm a Taco Bell man. We're a Taco Bell family.
Whatever.
As are your family.
Does anybody want to adopt me? Anybody?
All right, we got an Einstein Brothers churro party bagel. Which, again, that party bagel phrase it sounds wrong. Because it's just a donut. It's a yeast donut, cut in half, spread with sweet cream cheese frosting, dusted with cinnamon sugar on top.
Sounds good.
I mean, look, maybe if we all grew up calling donuts party bagels, the word donut just didn't even exist. They were just called party bagels. I'd be all for it. But for some reason, it just sounds inappropriate. Not wrong, like wrong. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean.
It sounds gross. It sounds like, I'm not going to say it. Next, Chipwich. When was the last time you said the word Chipwich? You remember that?
No.
Birthday cake ice cream sandwich, a new Chipwich flavor. Sugar cookies with birthday cake ice cream and rainbow sprinkles all around the side.
Why is it called a Chipwich?
Chipwich is the ice cream sandwich that's made out of chocolate chip cookies. That's a Chipwich.
I don't think I've ever had a Chipwich.
No, really?
Ever. I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Well, they're great. They're delicious. But now they have a birthday cake one, which is fun. Yeah. Also, Sun Chips, for the first time in a long time, has a new flavor.
Okay.
They've got new chili lime Sun Chips.
Hey, I do like Sun Chips.
They're good. The garden salsa Sun Chips, when they came out with those. What?
Okay. You ready?
I'm sure.
Are you ready to have your mind blown?
Yeah.
Okay. I got from the school lunch the other day, a little pack of baby carrots, okay? And up in the top corner, they had a little thing of seasoning, like the tahini seasoning, the chili lime.
In the bag?
Uh-huh.
What?
So you open up the little top corner, and it puts the seasoning on top of the carrots, and you kind of shake it up, and then eat the baby carrots. Oh, my word. Amazing. Amazing.
Weird.
And I thought this has the possibility of being good, but it also has the possibility of being awful.
Uber nasty.
Yeah. No, it was delicious.
Okay. Strange, but all right.
Yeah.
Hershey's Kisses coming out with a strawberry ice cream cone flavored Hershey's Kiss, which I don't understand
the
need for. Hostess is coming out with its own line of iced lattes in the flavor of Twinkies, Ding Dongs, and Honey Buns.
I am not a fan of super sweet coffee, and that
sounds super
sweet. Yeah.
And lastly, KFC and Pizza Hut are collabing in Canada. Pizza Hut in Canada now has a KFC popcorn chicken pizza, which, get this, uses KFC gravy instead of sauce, has cheese, sweet corn, and popcorn chicken on it. I mean, if they sprinkled on some cheddar and stuffed the crust with mashed potatoes, it'd be a full-fledged famous bowl pizza.
That sounds awful on so many levels.
It sounds awesome.
No.
It sounds amazing.
You do
I would be all over that.
No. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Also, I do have a beef with KFC, and it goes back to when they first started with their famous bowls. How you gonna name something a famous bowl when it's brand new? Can't be famous if nobody ever knew about it before you announced it. Anyway. No, it sounds fantastic.
They were speaking prophetically.
It is famous. I love a famous bowl from KFC. Those things, who'd have thunk it? Just cram all that crap into one bowl and sell it to them. They're going to eat it like a trough. Horse out of a trough. Pig out of a trough.
Their famous bowls are one of the few things that I really do enjoy.
Yeah.
But to put it on top of pizza, you know my disdain for people messing with pizza.
But I honestly feel like at this point, it's not really a pizza other than the shape. Because the only traditional ingredient of a pizza that it has is essentially the crust and maybe the cheese, depending on what kind of cheese they use.
Okay. So here's the thing. All right. We have a pizza place in the town just across the border from us, Godfather Pizza in Farwell, Texas. Okay. We had never had their pizza before. Have you ever had it?
It's typically a gas station pizza chain. So yes, I've had it.
Really?
Yeah. Typically you find Godfather pizzas in gas stations. Is
it the same one? Or
yeah,
is it?
It used to. The one over there used to be in a gas station.
Oh, okay.
And they moved it.
But we've heard amazing things about it. Like everybody around here loves it. They say that it's so
really?
good. Yeah. So we had never tried it, and we were in Farwell last night, and so we were like, you know what? Why not? Let's try it. I was not overly impressed, and on top of that, Chris decided that the Supreme Taco Pizza sounded really good, and so I was like, get whatever you want. Sure, why not? And it had lettuce and tomato and taco meat on top of it, and cheese, of course. So it gets there to the house, and we open it up, and the kids all try to get an extra slice of the pepperoni pizza. And so I'm like, no, you're eating that taco pizza. Everybody in this house loves Taco Bell so stinking much. You're eating a piece of that taco pizza. If I gotta suffer through a piece of nasty taco pizza, so are you. And I feel kind of bad for subjecting my kids to it because it really wasn't that great.
Really? Okay, see, our Pizza Hut, I know, makes a taco pizza.
See?
And I get it on thin crust to make it more like a crispy shell, whatever. And they use it's refried beans instead of sauce, cheese. You get your meat, your ground beef on there or whatever, and they cook that part, and then they'll put the lettuce and tomato, red onions, shredded cheddar cheese, and I usually order some black olives too on there. Dang good. Dang good. A mess. You have to eat it over the box, but super dang good.
So I'm all about a veggie pizza. I love vegetables on top of pizza. All about it. But like when you're mixing flavors, taco, pizza, it just doesn't. It's not appealing. I don't like it. I don't like it.
That's sad.
Whatever.
So at the time of this recording, it has been a week since we have sprung forward an hour. How are you doing with the daylight savings transition?
Honestly, I'm okay.
Really?
Yeah,
because
I'm fine.
I am dragging every day. Deidre and I both just cannot get a good night's sleep since then.
I'm actually fearful of what's going to happen when we fall back and like, am I going to be waking up at, 4:45? But anyway, I think that falling back is really going to
Falling back's going to mess with you?
More than the springing forward.
Yeah, I hate it. I am... Already, like, I work Saturdays super late. Saturdays are my full work days. I'm here really early to super late, and I'm working that entire time. And so I really tried to get home early last Saturday. Really tried to get home early because I knew I was going to lose an hour. Wasn't able to get home early. Still lost an hour, and I have been playing catch up ever since. And one of the things that we learned a couple years ago is you don't really play catch up. When you lose sleep, it's gone. You can't, like, readjust your body by getting more sleep later. Like, it's out of there.
Yeah.
It's going to affect you. And I know I'm not the only one who's still feeling the effect over a week later, because it does, on average, take between 3 to 9 weeks for most people to actually acclimate to the time change with their sleep patterns.
So I think I have figured out the trick. Ready? The week before, and I said this last week, but the week before daylight savings, I had to be at work 30 minutes earlier. My duties in the morning became bigger, and so that required me to be at work. I know. Thanks a lot. Thanks. I appreciate that so much. I don't know why you had to draw attention to it by laughing, but...
I'm sorry. Did y'all hear that? Mo just said her duties in the morning got bigger. That was so good. I'm sorry. Continue your story. Oh, man. That was classic. I'm sorry. That was too good. Oh, my gosh.
It is classic, Mo. That is for sure. If you haven't been here long, then you don't know. But if you've been here for a while, then that's just one more that you're filing away into your Moisms.
Oriole, I'm going to need you to clip that on Twitch, please. Oh, gosh.
Man. Okay, so a week prior to daylight savings time, I accumulated more tasks at work in the morning. And so because of that, I had to arrive 30 minutes prior to what I had been arriving, which meant I had to wake up earlier.
Yeah.
And so I think that by doing that the week prior to daylight savings time, by already adjusting my schedule up, does that make sense? Pushing it forward?
Yeah.
Already pushing
Basically, Pre-springing.
I pre-sprung. That's okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
That was good.
Mm-hmm. Nobody heard anything just you said. Take your own daylight savings and push it forward a week, and you'll be fine. Gosh, it won't even affect you.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, apparently nobody wants to change times anymore. We just can't decide what to do instead.
But first, this week in nerd history.
Stick around. This week in nerd history, he lived long and prospered. Nerd history. On March 26, 1931, Leonard Simon Nimoy was born in Boston, Massachusetts. Nimoy was an actor, film director, photographer, author, and much more, and he was best known for playing Mr. Spock in the original Star Trek television show. He would reprise the role in 8 feature films and multiple television shows. He famously directed the 3rd and 4th Star Trek feature films. Outside of the Star Trek universe, Nimoy directed and starred in a number of plays, television shows, and he was also a very popular voice actor, especially in the space documentary genre. Sadly, Nimoy died in 2015 due to complications from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, but he definitely will live long in our hearts. I'm Radio Matt. See you next time for more Welcome back to the Back Row Morning Show. I'm Radio Matt.
And I'm Mo, and today some of you are still feeling that time change.
But first, before we get back to the topic of the day, we've got a taste test.
Now, while our normal audio morning show is the main version of the show, we do record our Tuesday shows on the LTN Twitch channel, either on Friday night or Saturday morning before. We interact with Twitch, share some bonus stories, and of course, they get to see our taste test live. So visit twitch.ltnonair.com and give us a follow.
Of course, if you don't catch it, we will put some of the highlights and the taste test on our YouTube channel. So follow us there too, youtube.ltnonair.com. Now, oh gosh, I'm nervous.
Let's get down to business.
What do we got?
All right, so I got to tell you.
It's going to be gross. I can't, I'm going back in my head whether it's going to be hot or if it's going to be gross.
So
and I really think it's
my
going to be
kids are super excited about this. Mila
Why is it so big?
So just shh. Mila picked the first one. I told you. We found one, and then I found a few others that I brought along. So it's going to be a slight series, but it'll be quick. But Topher put them in a bag for me, and then I was like, you know what? Put it in another bag so that Matt can't actually see what it is. So he has wrapped it really well for us so that you...
How many bags? This is the third bag.
Yeah, this is 3 bags.
Fourth
so that
bag.
you couldn't get a preview of what it is.
I never look. Peeps? I say Peeps. I hate Peeps.
I'm so excited for this.
You know, I'm pre-diabetic here. You want to just kill me? Is this what you want?
So we have 5 Peep flavors.
Oh.
We have Peeps root beer float. We have Peeps party cake. We have Peeps fruit punch.
That one could be okay.
Peeps chocolate pudding and
Peeps chocolate pudding.
And because I love you, I did get Peeps sour watermelon.
Okay, that could be great.
So
let's save that for last. I'll let you pick the order. Holy cow. Who did this?
Topher.
Topher?
Yeah.
This is a waste of plastics.
Yeah. We've got like 2,000 more underneath our sink. So.
As do we, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to save the sour watermelon for last. I want to save the fruit punch for last.
Whichever is last is fine. Whatever.
Okay.
We'll do them together.
So
you
we've
pick
got
the order. It's your taste test.
Chocolate pudding, root beer float, and party cake. Which one? I'm asking Twitch.
I do want to
Which
highlight
one?
a thing in Twitch right now where Rogar is saying, Mo can't stab you in Among Us, so she'll get you in real life.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I've been watching back that Among Us video from last week where I popped out of an event and chased you down and killed you. That was great. You.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it was fun. My whole family watched it. We laughed.
Yeah.
Party cake? Is that what we're doing first?
Well, I asked Twitch, and they're not answering.
Twitch.
So
Party cake, root beer float, or chocolate pudding? They smell terrible. This is the worst.
Oh, chocolate pudding smells bad.
Yeah, I know. That one's going to be the worst. Get root beer out
float.
of the way. Okay.
All right.
Oriole has decided. Root beer. This one could be okay.
Now, they like... you don't like Peeps because of the glitter factor of them. I'm saying that right now.
That's part.
They really are like, ew, no, Rogar. Rogar said mix them all.
I dare you. A root beer float and a sour watermelon.
Here we go. Ready?
Do I have to eat the whole Peeps?
I also really do not like Peeps.
This is bad. Just the root beer flavor is bad. That's all I've tasted so far, and it's awful.
Yeah, it's not good. This is the one that Mila picked. This was her very first flavor. and I have sugar everywhere now. Everywhere.
Yep.
Yep. There you go.
Back in there because it was disgusting.
Root beer float is nasty. All right. Chocolate pudding or party cake? Which one? What do you want? The chocolate pudding smells like dog food. I'm not even kidding.
Let's do the birthday cake then. The party cake.
Yeah, it smells like dog food.
Rogar is going to make us mix two of them together.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
We'll do that for each other. We'll pick which two each other has to eat together. to end with.
Party cake.
More like farty cake, am I right? Oh, the texture is just awful.
That's nothing. There's no flavor.
It smells like it would have a flavor.
But it's nothing. It just tastes like a marshmallow.
Yeah.
Like a crunchy marshmallow.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Okay. So that one's pointless. Don't ever buy that. Just buy normal Peeps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, chocolate pudding.
Here come the dog food. So fun fact, the chocolate pudding is the only one that are bunnies, not chicks. Those are chicks, right?
Yeah.
Or ducks or something.
Something. Oh, it does smell bad. Okay. It's not bad.
I don't taste anything.
Just a little bit of chocolate pudding flavor, and it's really not that bad. It's actually the best one we've had so far, in my opinion. That's pretty okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not I don't want to eat any more of it.
Put it in this one.
But it's pretty okay. I'm surprised.
Ugh.
That was pretty good.
I'm starting to feel sick from all the sugar.
Right, we're only having a bite of each of them, and
Yeah.
I'm still getting a rush. All right, fruit punch.
Fruit punch it is. This one I'm actually kind of excited about. Like, ooh, yes, that smells like
smell like fruit
Hawaiian punch.
I've been showing them on Twitch.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, it does smell like Hawaiian punch. I was disappointed in our Twitch comment here. Okay.
And this one even feels like it has a different texture than the others.
Slightly, yeah. It's not as sandy.
This is yummy.
Okay.
This is delicious.
Okay. I'm on
Oh
board.
my gosh.
Ooh. The aftertaste is even better. When do you ever say that about something? You swallow it and it gives you like a little zip.
That's yummy. I actually ate the whole thing. That's yummy. I'm excited about that one. Matt ate the whole thing.
That's good.
That one
That's
was
surprisingly
I know.
good.
That was really, really yummy.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So fruit punch.
I like a peep.
All right. Sour watermelon. You ready?
I'm super pumped for these now. Because if it's anywhere near as good as that, I'm going to like them. Again, just finishing that one, though. Definitely wouldn't eat a lot of it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't buy a package, but...
I mean, but they would last you a while if you did buy a package.
Ooh, weird.
So it's green on the outside, but it's pink on the inside.
Weird.
Like a watermelon.
Yeah, real weird.
Huh? Oh.
Yeah, okay. I like that. Ooh, I like that a whole bunch.
That is actually pretty good. I'm not a watermelon fan, but this is pretty good. You have sugar all over your keyboard.
Shoot.
That is actually okay.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. Okay. Twitch, you get to decide. Rogar, I'm going to make you decide.
Oh, I forgot we're doing this.
Which two of these are we going to mix together and eat at once?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Those are good. Watermelon Peeps. All right, while
I'm
we're
bringing
waiting,
the watermelons home to you, Topher.
while we're waiting for Rogar to decide which two we're going to eat in tandem.
Okay.
Order
Rate
these.
them?
Rate these.
Okay, root beer
They're
float,
everywhere.
bottom. Actually, I think it's pretty much in order. Root beer float at the bottom, birthday cake, chocolate pudding, then the watermelon, then the fruit punch. That's mine.
Yeah, so there was root beer float, that definitely the bottom.
Yeah.
Party cake, yeah. I think that's same order, pretty much. Root beer float, birthday cake or party cake, chocolate pudding, which was surprisingly better than I thought it would be, fruit punch, and sour watermelon.
Yeah?
So he wants us to try the root beer float and the fruit punch together.
Hoi. Okay.
All right.
Well, hold on.
We got to do some jostling around here. Well, these are root beer float.
They are, but we stuck our already bit. I mean, I don't care if you don't care.
Bit? I don't care.
Okay.
And this one was my side anyway, so. You bit.
You bit?
You bit.
And the what?
And fruit punch. So these are awful. Root beer float, awful. Don't buy them. Fruit punch, delightful. Try them. Mixing them together.
Hey, the fruit punch was pink on the inside, too. We didn't even notice that.
I noticed.
Oh, did you?
I didn't say it out loud, but I noticed. Oh. Okay, look, make a little peep sandwich. Whew, here we go. This is for you, Rogar.
See the fun you get to be a part of if you're on Twitch watching? Yep, the root beer overpowers the fruit punch. It's bad.
But now it's got like a sourness to it that makes it worse.
Yeah, that's not good. In this one, it's not good. It's not.
I'm
My
fighting
tummy
gagging.
hurts.
I'm fighting gagging right now.
Man. See, I just want it to be known that I took one for the team because
Oh, gosh.
I hate Peeps and I can't do overly sugary things. But I knew it was so going to be worth it. Although I'm excited to see that.
Honestly, I'm excited that there were ones that I liked.
Yeah, not the majority were disgusting.
Not even that. Yeah. The chocolate pudding one, I'd eat again.
Really?
I actually kind of liked it.
No.
But definitely the fruit flavored ones. I did not expect the fruit flavored.
We're covered in sugar.
I got most of it off my
It's
side.
everywhere. Everywhere.
You are pretty saturated.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was the root beer one that really was just, it was pig pinning
and
all
it
over
really,
our table.
Yeah. It does look like it's covered in glitter.
It really does, yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, so if you're going to get Peeps, get a fruit flavored one. I think that's the way to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It doesn't make much sense when you think about a marshmallow treat. You think you want something more chocolatey, more in that realm. But no, you want a fruit flavored one.
Yep.
Super dang good.
It was, yeah. I'm surprised.
All right.
All right.
All right. Before we get back, no, wait, that was the before we get back.
Yeah.
Now we're getting back to the main topic. Last
I'm gonna
segment.
burp. It's not good. Whew. Sorry.
Last segment, we lamented the brain lag and sleep disruptions from the time change, but I've just recently learned that a lot of people, especially in Washington, want to put an end to it. Are you okay?
My body is...
Mo is convulsing.
Yeah, my body's revolting right now. What did you do? Okay.
Oh, I just burped a little too.
See? It's just... It's...
Oh.
Yep.
That's just a bad combo.
All the sugar this early in the morning. Neither one of us typically do that. It's just not a...
It's bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So especially people in Washington want to put an end to it. The reason why is partially because we can't, or the reason why we haven't put an end to it yet is partially because we can't decide what we want to change it to.
Daylight savings.
So I'm actually going to go through this list where we have commentators and politicians from the right and the left talking about what they prefer and why. So from the right supports. There's actually a bill. I'm sorry. Let me start that off. There's a bill coming or came last week from Marco Rubio, James Lankford, Roy Blunt, Cindy Hyde-Smith, Rick Scott, who are all Republicans, and Sheldon Whitehouse, Ron Wyden, and Ed Markey, who are all Democrats. And it's called the Sunshine Protection Act, which is legislation that would make daylight savings time permanent. So what we're on right now would be permanent across the country. And that's also a state-level thing happening in New Mexico right now. We talked about that a little bit last week. But I didn't know that there was a bill nationally being introduced this year. And so the right generally supports the bill, arguing that we should adopt permanent daylight savings time. And let's see. This is what Senator James Lankford and Marco Rubio write for Fox News. They said, daylight savings time was a wartime effort to conserve fuel for candles and gas lamps during World War I, more than 100 years ago. It started in Germany, but quickly spread across many parts of the world. In the 1970s, Congress lengthened daylight savings time in order to save energy during the oil embargo from the Middle East. Even though we are now energy independent and not in a world war and do not have to read our smartphones by candlelight, we are still living under the relic of biannual clock changing. We've all felt that lingering tired and unease from switching the clock. Let's eliminate this stressor for our families and hashtag lock the clock. Let's see here. We've got Allison Schrager from Business Insider. She says, daylight savings time disrupts coordination, which is the whole point of keeping time. Most of the world does not observe daylight savings time, and countries that do adopt it do so on different days. This means for a few weeks each year, there is total time chaos. People on the East Coast can't remember if Europe is 5 or 6 hours ahead anymore. It wreaks havoc on the airline industry, costing them hundreds of millions of dollars a year in non-pandemic times. J.P. Morgan estimates consumer spending drops 3.5% every year when we return to standard time. There's also more heart attacks, strokes, car accidents, and depression. In the post-pandemic economy, we may go through an economic transformation just as profound as the Industrial Revolution that created the need for our current time conventions. Odds are more people will be working from home at least part of the week. This makes coordination even more valuable as more people are in remote locations. The legend is that DST change began to accommodate farmers when we had more agrarian economy, but that is a myth. In fact, farmers don't like daylight savings time either. It messes with their livestock, who don't understand why crazy humans change their schedules one day for no particular reason. Meaning cows want to be milked at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, when you consider it,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Let's see here. Jazz Shaw from Hot Air says, how we became stuck with this system is still something of a mystery, though it's reported that Ben Franklin suggested it in a letter to the editor all the way back in 1784. A more solidly established timeline suggests that daylight savings was intended to reduce electricity consumption. That excuse is also up for debate, but back in 2008, the Department of Energy released a study claiming that electricity demand went down by 5% because of the system, because people weren't turning on their lights until later in the evening. But a parallel study done the same year by the National Bureau of Economic Research claimed the opposite was true. While people were using less electricity on lighting, they were using more for heating and cooling, negating any potential benefits. In other words, nobody really seems to know for sure. Giving all of the, I don't even know what that is, so we'll skip that sentence. Some phrase I'm not aware of. Getting rid of these biannual clock changes might not seem like a major legislative accomplishment, but at least it would be something. Yeah. So anyway, right pretty much wants to make daylight savings times permanent. We got a couple comments here. Let's see. Brian says, I think we should just keep it the way it is right now with daylight savings, since that's what we are in for the majority of the year, which is true. I didn't know that. I always thought it was half and half. And I literally just learned this year that no, it's like 2/3 in daylight savings and 1/3 not.
Yeah.
Did Indiana go back to daylight savings time, Ruger? Or was it just a certain part of the state? Because I remember I had grandparents that lived there. We visited them every now and then around that time. And there was one week we were there for daylight savings time, but they didn't do anything. Was it just a certain area? I don't know. I'm confused now. Brian says Maryland has always changed, and he's hated it for so long, especially after becoming a parent. Yes, because you kids become monsters.
Yeah. Exactly.
Imagine growing up with never changing, and then all of a sudden you have to now change. Wow. So they changed it. That's dumb. Why would you go back on it when you got off it? Oh, that's awful. That's awful. That's worse.
I am kind of curious what their reasoning for going back on it was.
I'm very interested.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to the flip side. The left generally argues against twice yearly clock changes, but is divided as to whether daylight or standard time should be adopted. We've got Olga Kazan from The Atlantic said, there's no good biological reason to change the time twice a year, but most health experts support ending daylight savings time, not making it permanent. Studies show that people get better sleep during standard time because the bright morning light and the reduced evening light makes falling asleep easier. In the winter, a shift to daylight savings time would mean the sun wouldn't rise until after 8 a.m. in many places, which could make it difficult for people who need to get to early morning jobs and classes. Some studies show that the sleep loss induced by daylight savings time is associated with an increase in heart attacks and strokes. Now that's true, but I also think that's more about the change, not making it permanent. It's not being in daylight savings time, it's about changing the time. Right? Mm-hmm. That's what I've always heard. So I don't think that's an accurate point to be made here for making one or the other permanent. Anywho, JP from Slate says, we most effectively treat depression and seasonal affective disorder with exposure to morning sunlight. If you're depressed in the winter, that's natural because there's less daylight available. It would be made worse by permanent daylight savings time because you'd be depriving yourself of even more morning daylight. I personally support ideas that we give workers more control over their day. Whenever you feel the best coming into work, you should. That's the correct solution. So they're advocating changing when we actually go to work and school and things of that nature. There's been a big movement to try and bump school later, like in general, like not going into school until like 9 or even 10.
Okay.
To let kids sleep longer, but two, to kind of combat this, to where you have more daylight hours.
Okay.
And you're more upbeat and
But then are we
alert.
still doing an 8-hour school day?
Yeah, so everything ends at 5 instead of 3. Is that so bad, though, with everything ending at 5?
Yes.
I mean, traffic would be a nightmare.
Well, then you have to consider after-school activities, dinner, bedtime,
True.
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 So really, your kids would still be getting the same amount of sleep because then they're not going to bed until 10, 11 o'clock at night.
I gotcha. Okay. And then there's the libertarian take. The libertarian take is one that I voiced a couple weeks ago, not even knowing that this was a serious thing that people are advocating.
Okay.
Steve H. and Christopher Arena from the Cato Institute says that we should scrap our current system of time zones and daylight savings in favor of worldwide adoption of coordinated universal time, also known as Greenwich Mean Time. This would mean that everyone's watches around the world would be set at exactly the same time. The only difference they would notice, depending on where they're located, would be where the sun is in the sky at that particular hour. What would be different under UTC is the time on your watch. In New York, midday would no longer be 12 p.m., but it would be 5 p.m. The adoption of Greenwich Mean Time would not mean that people would be going to work in darkness in certain parts of the world. Business hours would be adjusted to coordinated universal time. For example, while businesses in London would still open from 9 a.m. and close at 5 p.m., in New York under UTC, they would open in the morning at 2 p.m. and close 8 hours later at 10 p.m. Virtually all modern technologies, including the internet and GPS, have spontaneously adopted UTC as their time keeping factor. It's time for the rest of us to do the same.
So the military already does the Greenwich time. They do for certain missions. They do the Greenwich time.
Okay. I'm like, no, they don't.
No, the entire. All branches do not just recognize, but as far as missions are concerned,
when you're coordinating with different areas.
Well, when you go into your job, if your job is of a certain mission, your watch is already set to Greenwich time because they have to be on the same time as people elsewhere who are carrying out certain missions. All of that OPSEC. But I think Greenwich time makes perfect sense. It would take a lot of adjustment far as...
it would be weird.
It would be weird. It would take a lot of adjustment trying to remember and figure out, okay, well, 5 o'clock in the morning isn't going to look like what we've always known 5 o'clock in the morning to look like.
Yeah.
But if I am more of a night owl, I work better in the evening and night hours, I can move accordingly to a state or, wherever, a part of the world that operates a little more. Are you following what I'm saying? I can think of it in my head. I just can't put it into words.
You can move to an area that's closer to whatever time you want.
Whatever time you work best under.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But that wouldn't really change.
Yes, it would. That's what they're saying. It would.
Explain.
Okay, so read what they were saying about businesses again.
It would not mean that you'd be going to work in darkness in certain parts of the world. Business hours would be adjusted for Greenwich Mean Time. For example, businesses in London would still open at 9 a.m. and close at 5 p.m., but in New York, under Greenwich Mean Time, they would open at 2 p.m. and close at 10 p.m.
Right. So if I'm more of a night person, an evening person, then I'm going to go where it's going to be open at 2 p.m. and close at 10 p.m.
No.
Yes. That's what I just said.
No.
What?
Wherever you are, your day would still look exactly the same. It would just be the time difference.
I think you're understanding it wrong.
No, I'm not. The day 2 p.m. would be essentially 9 a.m. when it comes to the sun in the sky in New York.
Okay. Yeah.
So why would you need to move to wherever time you are? Everywhere you are, your day is still going to look the same when it comes to where the sun is what I'm saying. Just the hour that you go to work is going to be different. You know what I mean? Because they're not working at nighttime when the whole world's on the same clock. That's now daytime for them, is what it's saying.
Whatever.
Do you understand what?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't. But I'm also being told in the chat that I'm understanding it wrong. So I'm just.
Well, now I think we see the problem with trying to implement this.
Probably. But I do think logistically it makes sense for one world time.
If for no other reason than coordinating with anything, it would make it so much easier. I think I complained about before, that with Love Thy Nerd, all of us are spread out in all different time zones, even Alaska, for a couple of us. And so all of us that are running things or going on live streams or airing shows, we all have to kind of, well, this is going to be at this time. And we've not been good about deciding which one we're going to stick with.
Yeah.
It's been Eastern Standard Time, Central Standard Time, Alaska time, all that.
Yeah.
We're not doing a great job at coordinating all that, and it's very confusing. Mm-hmm. And so I can't change the radio station what airs when. So it's always going to air. Our morning show is always going to air 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But that pushes it way early Pacific time or Alaska time, which is why we do two shows. It's why we air it twice, to try and let people who can't wake up super early on the left side of the map catch the second version.
Yeah.
But it's very confusing. It's very difficult. The other problem I see with this, though, is days. Like the day of the week. That's still going to change at midnight wherever you are. So if you're in New York and you're clocking out at 10 p.m., which would be early evening, 2 hours later, the day changes while you're eating dinner. So that would make it weird. So it's like Tuesday, you're eating dinner. After dinner, it's Wednesday already. So that would make it difficult to coordinate days.
Yeah. That's true.
But did you know that it goes even further than all of us being on a universal time? Some people are pushing that we get on a universal calendar. It is called the Henry Hanky calendar.
I don't want to be on any calendar that is a hanky calendar.
They want to get rid of the standard Gregorian calendar, under which many countries have been using since the late 1500s. Under the new Henry Hanky calendar, March 15th, or any other day for that matter, falls on the same day of the week, year in and year out. If your birthday was on a Wednesday this year, it'll be on a Wednesday next year. It'll be on a Wednesday the year after that. 15 years from now, 50 years from now, it'll always be on a Wednesday.
How does that work?
Here's how. Here, we'll explain it here. Every calendar has one major challenge it must overcome. Each year is a little bit more than 365 days. It lasts 365.2422 days, to be exact. The Gregorian calendar makes up for that by adding additional hours by adding the leap day at the end of February, roughly every 4 years.
Okay.
The Henry Hanky calendar adds an extra week at the end of December every 5 or 6 years. This extra week would constitute its own mini month. And the way they can do that is, well, in doing that, they can build it to where the days of the week don't shift with the start of the next calendar. Instead of adding that extra thing, I mean, it would take a little bit more of moving some stuff around.
This is making so much sense to math-minded people, and to me, I'm like, this is...
But they can make it work.
Gibberish.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't understand this at all.
I think it would be cool. It would make things a little bit easier to remember. It would make holidays that jump around because they're always on a Sunday or something, or like Thanksgiving would always fall finally on the exact same day every year. We wouldn't have to worry about if it's the third week, the fourth week. Remember we had that really late Thanksgiving one year and then a really early Thanksgiving the next year? Like, we wouldn't have to worry about that anymore. Don't you remember the really late Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
and it was like
remember.
Christmas, like I'm 2.5 weeks later.
I'm sitting here trying to determine if it's really that big of an issue to me. Like, and Rogar says that he thinks it needs to be just one time for the country, which I agree with. I think world time might be a little too far-fetched, a little too out there. But one time for the country, yes, I'm in agreement with that. Because logistically, it would benefit in so many ways. Whereas with the calendar, I don't see it being that big of an issue. Why change the calendar? It's not as if it's impeding on our daily lives.
I'm impeded every day by our Gregorian calendar.
As largely as the different time zones does on a daily basis. Daily. I mean, we were talking about it a couple weeks ago about how I find it so strange that, and of course, you know, Californians or anyone who grew up on West Coast time don't see it this way, but I find it so odd that shows that I watched in the evening around dinner time, 6 o'clock in the evening growing up, Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, the news, the nightly news, the shows that I watched at 6 and 7 o'clock in the evening, they're watching at 3 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. If you're not home from school yet, you're going to miss out on Wheel of Fortune. Like, To me, that's just strange.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, world time, not world time, country time.
Country time. Lemonade.
Country time would be beneficial. It would make sense. But a world calendar just seems like more work than benefit.
I didn't really think about just having the USA on one time zone. That would be good. That would be good enough for me.
See, and I'm trying to think back, and I don't think that Europe is broken up into different time zones.
I think it is. I think it's only 2, but I think it is. I think there's only 2 time zones, but I'm pretty sure there's one that splits a little bit of Europe.
Maybe.
A little bit of
You could be right.
Europe.
Europe.
URP.
Okay. Well.
But anyway, interesting stuff. Don't know if any of that's going to happen, but I do hope we can at least decide if we're going to do daylight savings time or not.
Also, you also said a couple weeks ago, why do we have to have a month with 28 days? Like, why can't we just steal a couple days from the months that have 31?
Right.
And add it to the end of February?
Yeah.
That's something that we should consider.
Do you know how to do that on your hands to figure out which ones have 31 days?
Chris does this.
You start with that. You start with that knuckle, and that's January, so that has 31. Down in there has less. March, April, May, June, July, and August, because you bump over to your next hand. Those both have 31. September, October, November, December.
See, and I just say 30 days has September, April, June, and November.
I've never been able to
31
remember
have
that.
all the rest except for February.
I've never.
I know, Chris says the
been
same
able to
thing.
get that.
I don't know how you remember that. And I'm like, I don't know how you do the stupid knuckle thing. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
All right, we're going to take one more break. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we answer a question you've been dying to ask us, I'm sure.
More Back Row Morning Show to come.
Stick around. What up, my nerds? We here at Love Thy Nerd are beyond honored that you let our podcast blast in your earbuds each week. But we're also a jealous ministry who wants even more of your love and devotion. If you haven't made LTN Radio a part of your daily routine yet, you are missing out. Not only do you get to hear our exclusive morning shows, Church Nerds and the Back Row Morning Show, before they are put on the website, but you also get radio exclusive shows like Bible Thump with Drew Dixon, LTN Rewind, Faith and Fandom 180 with Hector Mirai, The Moment with Megan Mo Oaks, Nerd History, Nerdy Definitions, This Week in Nerdy News, and our LTN specials as well. And on top of all that, the rest of our airtime is jam-packed with the absolute best mix of Christian rock, rap, pop, and indie that is hand-curated by Love Thy Nerd just for you. Give us a listen at ltnonair.com or download the Live 365 app on your smartphone to search and favorite LTN Radio. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of the show. Welcome back to the Back Row Morning Show as things are winding down for the day.
But first, we're going to answer an Ask Us Anything question from
You said
Twitch.
it right this time! Yay!
I wasn't going to say anything until I finished. And our question comes from my very own offspring, my oldest child. He wants to know what our opinions on mystery flavors are in candy. Yeah.
I know that. Okay, I feel like mystery flavors fall into 3 different categories when it comes to candy. There's the mystery flavor that's like a challenge of, hey, we're releasing a mystery flavor, and the reason I'm thinking of this is because of Peeps, because they've done that not this year, but I think the 2 years prior, they've released a mystery flavor. I think one year it was like Fruity Pebbles was the flavor, and one year something else, but it's like a game. Oreo does that every now and then too. They'll release an Oreo mystery flavor, and like the first person to guess it gets, or the people that guess it get put in a drawing, and they pick one of those people out to win $1 million, something like that. But we got that. That's one. Then we have the mystery flavor. That's a mixture of two flavors because of the candy making process, which we talked about with Dum Dums. Dum Dums has their mystery flavor, and that's a special thing, but they're all different. It's a mixture of the first batch of candy that they were making into suckers, followed by
the next
one. It's
so
like the
last
little
and
bits,
then,
little bits of the beginning and end kind of mixed together. That way they don't have to stop the machines.
Which makes sense.
Which is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. But that also means every now and then you get like
root beer,
butterscotch, blue raspberry.
Blueberry, yeah.
And then you have the ones that are designed as mystery flavors simply because, in my opinion, I think they do this because they've come up with something that tastes really good, but it doesn't taste like any distinctive fruit that you're used to. And so you get things like Airheads, which Rogar brought up here in our chat. The Airheads mystery flavor, which does not taste like a specific fruit at all, but it is its own distinct flavor. I mean, it really depends, I guess, on the candy, on the brand, on the whatever it is, whether or not I'm into it.
Typically, go ahead.
Sure. No, that's right.
I was just going to say, typically what are you whispering over
I said,
there?
let me formulate my thought.
Okay.
Instead of word salading it out.
Typically, I'm all about a mystery flavor. I think that they're brilliant. I even like 98% of the Dum Dum mystery flavors. But, then you get people like Rogar who think that root beer and fruit punch together are a good combination, and you're left with a stomachache for the rest of the day. So, in that regard, you just got to know who's dealing with the mystery flavor. If they're well known for that kind of thing, or if they have a little bit of sus in them somewhere.
I don't like Dum Dum's mystery flavors. I don't like the mixture of two different things, and it's always different. I'm not a fan of that. I do like some mystery, but I also want some stability in my mystery. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I enjoy like the Airheads mystery flavor. I love that flavor.
Because it's always the mystery.
It's always great. I don't know what it is.
That's the thing. Where's the mystery in that?
The mystery is I have no idea what the flavor is, but it's good.
But at this rate, it's just the mystery flavor.
Sure. But it's also the unanswered question of the ages. But what is the mystery flavor? I don't know, but it's good.
Okay.
And I do like the challenge ones. The one of, hey, we have released this and we're not going to tell you what it is. It is a flavor, but you don't know what it is. And that's why it's a mystery. I like that too, because it's fun, but not as a, like, I'm going to buy 8 bags of this because it's good and it's limited edition kind of thing. You know?
Yeah.
So Brian brought up here, I'm surprised that they haven't just come up with a random name for the mystery flavor in Airheads yet.
They have. It's called mystery.
I wouldn't respect that. If they changed it to like Snoogleberry.
I think that's probably where that's probably where they are now, is that it's just been mystery for so long. A whole generation of kids, us, have grown up with it as the mystery flavor. If
they changed it to a fake fruit,
snowberry,
I wouldn't eat it.
Yeah.
Even if it was the exact same thing, it would be a flip switch in my mind. Like, nah, I'm not eating that.
Yep. So they've just kept it as mystery, the mystery flavor Airhead. And it's one that we all can never live without now.
It is surprising, though, that they never did give it a name. Yeah, you're right.
Matt likes stability in his mystery, and I am...
You like chaos.
I'm all about mystery. Why not?
All right, let's end with our verse for the day.
Our verse for the day is Jeremiah 23:24. Can a man hide himself in secret places so that I cannot see him, declares the Lord? Do I not fill heaven and earth?
That's going to do it for our show today. Be sure to check out all of what we do online at lovethynerd.com. We've got amazing articles on all things nerdy, as well well as this show, LTN Radio, and our other podcasts and videos. If you'd like to directly support our mission and become a financial partner with Love Thy Nerd, and specifically with LTN Radio, then please visit lovethynerd.com/partner and choose LTN Radio from the drop-down menu. Love Thy Nerd is a qualifying 501c3 nonprofit organization, and your gift is tax deductible.
Make sure you're following us on all the socials at the Back Row LTN, at LTN On Air, and at Love Thy Nerd. And the Back Row Morning Show has its own Facebook group community for Christian humor. We talked about it yesterday, Back Row Baptist Church. So search us out and join in on the fun.
Lastly, remember that we air first exclusively on LTN Radio, LTNOnAir.com, every Monday through Thursday at 8 a.m. Eastern with an encore at 10 a.m. But if you miss a day or just can't catch the show live, find the Back Row Morning Show podcast version on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. Subscribe, rate 5 stars, and leave a review. All of that helps us out immensely. You got yours right, and I got mine wrong.
We'll be back tomorrow morning, and we hope you will too.
Final thought, Mo.
Oh, Peeps. I just can't. I can't.
Oh, Peeps.
Oh, Peeps. And not my friends, the candy.
All right. Once again, I'm Radio Matt.
I'm Mo.
And remember, if nobody else tells you, we promise that it's true. Jesus loves you, nerd.